Good afternoon. My name is Cesar York. I'm the founder of the Bronx Institute for Urban Systems. And it is 3:06 p.m. right now in 5/28/2024. So I had a previous video explaining the institute. In this streaming, I just wanted to talk about the question of change. So I wanted to put together some lectures about what this means. So this all came out of a conversation I had with a director of an organization about a couple of years ago. And the director was saying that what is change? Why do we need change? In regards to our society, our culture, and our economic systems, and then the way we live, things like that. It is something that a lot of people use, and then just one day, I just stood there and I started writing notes in this notebook here, and I said to myself, "So what is change?" And I said, "What needs to change to have a just society? What is the philosophy I want to describe here? What are the methods to identify what should be considered in my thinking, or what we need to change? What vision or future should I describe?" And then on and on. So this streaming is to introduce this concept. That said, the question of change. I didn't put the question to change. I just wanted to focus on what does this mean? What does this mean in the context of our reality, of our world, of our society in different places? So I'm going to briefly go over some of the content that will be covered in these lectures or these sessions. Sometimes there might be discussions. I might invite some people to talk about different things regarding this change. So this is some of the definitions of change here. This says to make different in some particular, to alter, to make radical different, to transform, to give a different position, course, or direction, to replace with another, to make a shift from one to another, so switch, to exchange for an equivalent sum of money, to undergo a modification, to put fresh clothes or covering on. So you have different definitions. So he's talking about, when you're changing clothes, when you're transforming yourself, modification. So even this definition is very hard to pinpoint what is change. So a lot of people use this word, and then it became something that I kept thinking about. So I wanted to cover this following fields that had to do with change, and I wanted to go into a journey. It's hard to know everything about these fields, so I will be talking about some of the things I have learned over the years, and then if people give me some information or context, and then I will look it over. But this is a journey to myself to understand what this is. So what is change? What do you mean by it? So why do people keep talking about change? So we have from physics, we have energy. We're going to talk about the laws of thermodynamics, and then something that has to do with economics, biophysical economics, some history, economics, cyclical economics, steady state economics. We have degrowth. We also have biophysical economics and other types of economics. A lot of people uh, they have their own thinking of what the economic system should be. Today we follow mostly neoclassical economics, philosophy, changing philosophy, environment, so like plate tectonics. Uh, in the environment, there's always some modification. There's always some alteration, and something new. The change happens. And we have the urban environment. My background is in urban planning. I went to an urban planning school. Political ideologies and political science, sociology, psychology, science, and climate change. The reason why I wanted to go to the journey is to understand some of the root causes of this. Uh, there is a professor a former professor, he retired from SUNY College of Environmental Science and Forestry, that said that really is not climate change that we have to worry about. It's really natural resource depletion that will affect human beings more. So I wanted to look at that. I wanted to understand that. What does that mean? What does it mean by that? But also be aware that climate change is a major concern. One day he's talking about natural resource depletion and energy, things like that. So one of the ways to see this, to understand what changes, is basically looking at ancient civilizations. Like we have this year is Uruk, Tiri Uruk. So that's one ancient civilization that collapsed. And this is a major one that when I was in school, they spoke about. It was Easter Island. The Easter Island, it was flourishing at one point. People were building these structures, and at some point something happened, or a variety of things happened. Most of it had to do with natural resource depletion and climate issues and other things. Even religion play a role in this. This island just collapsed. So again, it changed. So thinking about the past, what has happened in the past, to learn about these civilizations and these places, they were from a smaller, condition, situation, but a lot of what they went through, or what led to the collapse, is basically what we are facing globally. What is happening in an island. So understanding what happens to them helps us to basically understand how to adapt to, let's say, climate change, and to think of our future, of humanity. Another one that I wanted to go over with is the Mayan civilization. I'm from Guatemala, so a large portion of Guatemala was Mayan. So this civilization just collapsed, and people didn't understand, and still not fully understand, what happened to this civilization. Like, it just collapsed. People think that the Mayans are not here anymore. There are a small population of Mayans in Guatemala and Belize and other places in Central America that practice more rituals, things like that. But the major civilization collapsed. So, what led to this? And then thinking of change, thinking of that change always happens. Things collapse, things are modified, they create something new. But then seeing this through mission and also understanding our past and understanding that we can never forget our past because we are bound to repeat the failures of the past. Yeah, so the lectures and these sessions will go over this in detail. That one of them that we really want to focus on is really economics, because our economic system really mainly based on capitalism, and in neoclassical economics, it doesn't function from a physics point of view. So I wanted to go over that. Then just go over some of these notes I had here. So one of them is like rights. Does nature have rights? Everybody talks about human rights. Does a species have a right? Does an environment, does an ecosystem have a right? And I believe so. It has a right. Okay, so I'm going to try to produce this once a month, at least once a month, and then just have a lectures and then talk about this change, the question of change. Thank you and have a good night. Bye.